or any year for that fact, if you're watching this on the replay in the future, we are not bringing anyone into 2024 or the next year of our life if they are not an asset, period. It can really be that simple. Unfollow anybody that is unaligned with your higher good, higher self, higher observation, higher goals. Don't intake anything that is not pouring into the level that you're getting to, the level that you're at. Unfollow everybody on Instagram that's not serving you. Unfollow everybody on Facebook, everybody on TikTok. Only follow accounts that pour wealth and abundance and blessings into your psyche. Okay? Literally, when you are watching something, like especially like television, right? Which essentially all of our televisions are on our phones. It's telling something to your vision. Okay? Television, which is basically our phones now, because we all watch our screen on our phone, is telling something to our vision. So anything that you are intaking is literally telling something to you. And whatever you intake is exactly what you experience and experience outwardly. Okay? It's like a mirror. So if you're complaining, you're upset, you're confused, you're overwhelmed, and you're intaking all this repetitive banter from the internet, from the same types of accounts that really just breed drama, confusion, gossip, obviously lower vibrational, but really like just, it's not pouring into you. Like a lot of times people will be spending all this time on like celebrity gossip, and that's something I massively have let go. Like 10 years ago, I wasn't really as woke as I am now with certain things like this and how important it is to really pour into your well-being. And it just, like talking about, oh my God, did you hear what so-and-so said about so-and-so's wife? Oh my gosh, did you hear this? Oh my God, so-and-so just got a divorce. Oh, okay, well, this is what I think happened. Like, and then spending 30 minutes, you don't have time for that. Like, you really don't. You only have, if you're trying to elevate, if you're not really, if you're happy with where you're at in life, that's fine. And gossip gives you joy, peace, and abundance, then that's fine. But for the other ones that know that that's not really true, then you need to wake up. 2024, some of you guys need to hear this. I know I personally needed to do almost like a cleansing, and not nothing bad necessarily happened, but I just was like, I just want to fill up my brain with so much like wealth of knowledge, wealth of like investing in myself, right? So whether it's something I monetarily invest in, or I am investing my attention to, like attention is the highest form of currency in this day and age. Like whatever your attention is going to, that owns you. So if you are putting your attention into things that aren't making you getting to the next leveled up bag, getting your next level body, getting your next level relationship, you know, like if you're in a relationship, upgrading your relationship with the way that you guys communicate, with the way that you guys enjoy each other, like everything, if every single thing in your vision and your immediate environment, if it's not serving you, it needs to be cut. It needs to be deleted. You do not have to bring everybody into 2024. You do not have to respond to everybody. Like, especially on social media, you'll wake up to like maybe 5, 6, 7 messages from like old coworkers, from someone maybe you used to like always see all the time, like in passing, and then they're like commenting on something or sending a reel. You don't have to respond to those things. Like, there's so many bells and whistles and notifications and red dots and blue little dots and things that we need to clear out, that what a lot of people don't realize is that they have a lot of high anxiety because there's so much over sensory going on, and it's time to like really dial in. And what are you digesting? What calories are you digesting? Not just money or not just food calories, but what kind of calories are you intaking from your vision? What kind of calories are you intaking from your ears? What kind of calories are you intaking from the types of conversations you're going back and forth with people. And if they're not serving you, if they're not elevating you, then what are you doing? Like, and you're not beholden to anybody, by the way. A lot, oh, well, I'm supposed to, well, they're my family. Well, and it's like, to be honest, you are doing them a disservice and yourself if you are continuing to perpetuate energy that is not elevating you. So like, for example, if you need to distance yourself, which I have had to do, from family members, that does not mean you don't love them. If anything, it shows that you love them even more, because you're like, look, I'm trying to get to my next level. I'm trying to elevate. And with you being here with where you're at, I'm not going to be able to do that. And as I'm elevating, I'm hopefully going to be an example for you to eventually elevate too. You're actually upgrading them while you're upgrading yourself. And people notice, like, they won't admit it. They won't actually state it out loud. But when you are elevating and upgrading in your life, people are all of a sudden drawn to you. People are all of a sudden wondering, you know, inquiring, what so-and-so been doing? Why does she have like a glow? Why does he have like a certain aura around him? Why does, you know, his energy just seems different? I don't know what it is, but like, I'm gonna, you know, I'm not gonna admittedly say it out loud, but I kind of like, I'm gonna like start to pay attention to them and like notice what they're doing, because like I want to elevate in those areas. So it's 2024, like it's the year of abundance. When you add up 2024, that comes out to 8. When you look up the number, the meaning of 8, the energetic number of 8, it's abundance, it's wealth. You cannot elevate to your next, your wealth of mindset. You can't elevate to this next abundant year if you're still in engaging with things that are not abundant. So if the stuff that you're, and I'm talking about this because I noticed that every week, so the last month, every single week, I have been muting everybody on my stories and everybody on my posts. I don't need to know what everybody's doing. If you're trying to get to the next level, or you're like, oh man, I really told myself I really want to read a book every week. I really told myself I want to start doing more research on how to travel more. I want to start to get an extra source of income. Like, but you have to really pay attention to where your time is going. A lot of times our time is being divided, and the second your time is divided, your focus is off, and it takes a little bit to get yourself back on focus. And then especially when you're doing multiple things at once, like if you're listening to like scrolling and trying to like get some work done, it's gonna break your energy up. I know this. I am from the era where I went to college and there was no social media. That's the era that I'm from. I was on 2 different dance teams. I had 2 jobs. I was going to school full time, and I was on academic scholarship, all at the same time. And when I think back, I'm like, how the F was I, how did I do all that? Like, how did I do all of that? And I mean, I'm not so much, you know, older to where like I don't have like the same amount of energy. I actually work out even more. Actually, my eating and my drinking water is better. I'm like, so something else is different. My energy level is still the same. I really dialed into where my attention has been going. Even though it's positive, even if you're like, so say if you're looking at people on Instagram and they're doing positive things, right? Like they're doing things like with their family, maybe you see someone going to a church event and it's like, it was a really, you know, evolved event. It looked like a nice event. And then you're looking at somebody else that is doing interior decorating shopping, and there's some beautiful things on there. That all just took up your time. So like you watching other people live actually just took up 15 minutes of your time. And so when I really sat back, because I was under the impression like, okay, I'm going to follow accounts that motivate and inspire me, which I do. I still follow them. But I was like, you know what? All the things that I really want to do, it just takes time to like pour, you know, sow the seed of that dream or that goal. And it takes time for physical, you know, movement for me to do that step. So every 11 minutes, 13 minutes, 8 minutes, 6 minutes, 13 minutes and 45 seconds, all those little time spaces and minutes all add up. And that's like an hour or 2 a day, where if you just like completely focused, turned off the internet, harnessed, you know, dived into like your second, you know, your side hustle that you want to get into it, and dedicate 1 hour a day to it, in 90 days, that's 90 hours. That's 90 hours of like now being an expert, turning into an expert at something that, you know, and learning how to generate money online. And I know when I started to focus, I now have an ebook. And like, it's crazy when I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I had a book sale. Like, something from my brain that I took the time to actually stop looking at social media, stop, you know, really hanging out, going, you know, going to events, even though they're positive events, right? It's like, who does Ciana really want to be? Like, what creations does Ciana want to make? What talents does Ciana want to bring forth? And even me looking at interior decorating, positive quotes, spiritual stuff, all that is nice, but it needs to be strategically indulged. That is a term that Steve Jobs, all the greats on the planet have harnessed and locked in on strategic indulgence. Meaning, I'm still going to look at interior design and food ideas and vegan ideas and workout ideas and wellness ideas and all these things that pour into me, but it's going to be indulged strategically. So what I do is during the middle chunk of the day, unless I'm doing this, which is like, it's pouring into me, right? Because I am wanting to grow my channel. I love, like, it just makes my heart sing when I'm talking about topics that I feel like will help somebody, even if it's one human being that needed to hear the message. This is pouring into me. So other than that, in the middle of the day, so from like 11 to 5 or 11 to 6 p.m., I don't look at social media for pleasure at all. The only time I'll be on social media is because I'm actually posting something and then I get off. After 6 o'clock, after 7 o'clock is when I can freely like look at things for pleasure, you know, look at any messages I got, look at, like, scroll a little bit and like get my little dopamine hit for the day, right? So that's what I know. A lot of you guys don't realize how much you really are stripping away life force energy from a lot of pieced out unconcentrated minutes that all add up to like an hour or two a day that we don't even realize. So we're leaking energy. We're just leaking it. And it's like, and then we wonder, like, dang, why is this taking me so long? Or dang, why haven't I started to eat better? Or dang, why am I not organized? Like, I can just not, like, for some reason, a couple days I'll write in my calendar on what I need to do in my to-do list. And then on another day, I don't. Then I'm like kind of chasing myself. And then I just start the next week over, like, already behind. Which, by the way, I have an amazing hyperlinked calendar, digital calendar that's fun to use. It's easy. It's linked down in the description if you want to check that out for 2024. It's 50% off right now. If you want to use that, once you get it once, you have it forever. You don't have to keep buying it over and over like most calendars. So that's what I love. There's many things that sets it apart, but that's one thing I love. It's like it's digital. You have it forever. Anyways, so some of y'all need to lock in and get serious with your social media. Social media is wasting and sucking on your time, and it's too expensive. Like, your attention is like Bitcoin. It's like Ethereum. It's like stocks. Like, your attention is wealth. And so your attention is going to Instagram or TikTok, and every time your eyeballs are going onto TikTok and it's not pouring back into you, you've just now poured into the whole conglomerate of what social media is. So I was like, I'm getting better and better at this this week. And again, I just had like a realization like a month and a half ago. I was like, even when I'm looking at positive quotes, like, I'll look at this on Instagram as opposed to like, so I'll look at, oh, you are enough, and I'll look at some other quotes and, oh, like, that's a good idea. And then what really I should be doing is coming up with my own quotes and then sharing them with the world, that like I have my own quotes, right? So it's time to lock in. It's time to buy your energy back, buy your it's time to start to invest your currency, which is your attention, into your own stocks, which is your own life. Okay? It's not time. We don't have time to mess around no more with that. So do not let social media be like don't let yourself be beholden to social media anymore. You have dominion over social media. Social media is a tool in your life. Social media is working for you. Social media is giving you abundant ideas and stretching your brain and giving you dopamine hits on your time when you are making space for it. Not it's sucking on you like a demon in sheep's wool, like a wolf in sheep's clothing, right? Like that's really what it is. It looks pretty, it's glitz, it's glammy, it's like, oh, all these ideas, and you can waste 45 minutes of your time looking at travel ideas. Like unless you're going to go and book something right then and there, like, or you're doing it on your free time, right? Like you planned, like, okay, so I have, from 7:30 to 8 p.m., that's my time to just have fun and like just scroll and like intake all this. And then boom, right when 8 p.m., it's like you have the power to have dominion over it and shut the dopamine hits off and close it. So it's just time. Like I see a lot of people complaining about life and complaining about not like being stuck, but like you're stuck on the internet. Like you're stuck on looking at other people like elevate, right? And so I thought I was doing good. I was like, okay, well, I don't follow any accounts that don't pour into me. But I was like, oh my God, even the positive accounts are, my attention is expensive. And my attention for the last 23 minutes just went to these accounts that like, they're not paying me. Like I'm not getting dividends from that. And I was supposed to be doing something else. I was supposed to already have something else done and complete. That's a 23-minute video that I could be getting better and better at, right? Like pouring out more positive ideas and positive diving deep, like pouring into my channel. So if you want to start a YouTube, if you want to create an ebook, if you want to start to do drop shipping, affiliate marketing, if you want to start to learn how to make money on the internet, unless it's you're taking an online course, that's pouring into you, that's serving you. If you are looking, if you're like, okay, for the next hour, I want to do research and I'm going to look at other people that are successfully doing what I want to do on social media, then that's something different. That's still market research that's pouring into yourself. But if you're like mindlessly scrolling, even if it's positive, it is, you just literally just imagine that your stocks just went down or your, you didn't receive your dividends for that quarter. That's how you need to start seeing your eyeballs. Like your eyeballs are money. They are currency. That's what these are. If you think about it, like that's, everything looks aesthetically pleasing. Everything is, it's when we look at things, it's stimulating, right? And the experts, they know that these eyeballs are the secret to tapping into hormones, tapping into dopamine, tapping into endorphins, tapping into adding more stress to make you feel like you have a problem and you don't. That they know that these eyeballs, right? These doorways are they're going to get their money through your eyeballs. Isn't that crazy? So have dominion over your vision. Remember, like a television, and essentially all of these now are televisions. All of our phones are televisions. They are telling your vision something. So if it's not telling your vision something that is pouring into your wealth, abundance, and your own blessings, then you need to delete, block, unfollow. Like my phone right now, let me show you guys. I'm not messing around. I'm not kidding. So maybe a couple of you might want to hop on this with me. I'm just curious. I'm going to do this for the entire I'm going to do an entire year experiment for 2024. I'm not going to have any, so on my personal Instagram, this is my personal Instagram. Okay. When I go to the little house or whatever, look at the top. Notice how it's blacked out. It's all blacked out. So say for example, like, okay, so this person right here, very sweet woman. We worked at the same company together. She's posting positive stuff. That's excellent. Oh my God, how cute. Oh my God, they had a girls get together. That just took my time. So this actually takes a while to do. I'm not going to lie. So I was just doing a couple each day, muting everybody. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do it with the stories. Then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do it with this part too. So this whole thing, no. So this whole thing, oh my gosh. This whole thing is going to be blacked out. This whole thing. I'm not going to be able to do that. So it's just, I'm only going to go on here when I'm going to have dominion over it. So it's not like I'm unfollowing people that I don't care about or I enjoy watching their stuff, but when I open this, it triggers you to want to keep scrolling, right? Like you may even have intention just to go on it for 1 minute, 1 minute, but because they know that you're going to go on it and you're going to see one other thing you might like to see. And then when you click on that, you're going to see another thing. And then it goes into 8 minutes, 11 minutes, 12 minutes from just opening up your app, and you meant to only be on there for 30 seconds. So they know this. So I was just like, you know what? Like, so for example, the one that I just showed where she was having a girls get together, am I going to miss out by missing out seeing that? Like, just seeing that right now, what did that do for my, like, it's positive, it was nice to see, but like I have a bunch of other stuff I'm trying to do today. So, okay, you know, a minute, just for the sake of that example, that was positive, right? That's pouring into me and you to like come up with this conclusion. But so the only things I really have nowadays is like podcasts about where I'm trying to go, what I'm embodying, which is health, wealth, abundance, beautiful family, husband, future children, all that. That's what I'm doing. So I don't know who needed to hear that, but like, and that may seem drastic to somebody, like, no, I can't do that. It depends on how serious you are about your attention. Like where your attention goes, money flows. So did I get any money from looking at someone have a girls get together? No. So if anything, you're like, oh, well, I mean, I don't know that girl that well. So like, I wouldn't expect to be like invited. But if anything, like some people, it will trigger, like, so seeing something positive will sometimes trigger people like, oh, well, why wasn't I invited? Well, or it might be like, oh, should I do a girls get together? When knowing you don't have the time to do that. So it's just, if you're really trying to get serious about your life, I'm not talking about fluff. I'm talking about next level, elevating, really executing on your dreams. Like all those thought bubbles, desire bubbles that are sitting out here, actually bringing it forth into the 3D where you are now experiencing it. Okay. That's not going to work with scrolling. So I hope that makes sense. I'm on board. I'm currently going through it. I want to really see, like in a year from now, I want to see what the benefit was from not even having this part. And then after 7 p.m., when I gave myself permission, because I have the dominion, I have the power of what I'm gonna give my attention to. Then I can go and click around on my leisure. I'm not going to be triggered like by like a dopamine hit that Instagram wanted me to see, right? I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to go on here and say, okay, well, you know, look at my messages. Okay, after 7:30, look at my messages. Oh, okay, you know, and I technically you can still see people, right? Because see how mine's illuminated and then everyone else is dark. You can kind of still see it. I might be like, oh, well, I want to see what they're doing right now, like, or I want to see what my brother's doing, or oh, let me see if my brother posted I'm obsessed with my niece and my nephew, all the children in my family. I'm obsessed with, so I'll like purposely go out of my way, like, oh, let me go see like if they posted anything about the baby today or whatever. But it's pouring into me because it's my choice and it's on my terms, right? So hop on this with me, see how much your life changes, see how much time you're not like, this is the thing, this is what I'm going to end on. I don't think that, this is my personal opinion, for certain people, some of y'all need to do a social media cleanse. So those people I'm not talking to. Social media is part of my business, right? So I can't like do a social media cleanse, and I don't want to. And here's why. We now live in a digital era. Social media, the internet, AI, it's not going anywhere. If anything, it's getting more and more advanced. As we continue, I think if we get used to like doing social media cleanses, it doesn't give us and again, this is just my personal opinion, it doesn't teach us how to take dominion over it. Because what happens is people will take like a month off of social media, which again, some of you guys do because there's deeper things there. But on like not as deep of a surface, when you do a social media cleanse, then you get back into it it's almost like you just go right back to where you were before the 30 days. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like when people are like in a drug rehab or like an alcoholic rehab, how when they're done with it, like they go through the cleanse, they go through the rehab, they're done. Like they can't go back and forth, because what happens is when you go to the 30-day Alcoholics Anonymous or 30-day drug rehab program or whatever, you notice that they literally have to be done with those actions of their life. If they go back and they're like, okay, well, I did a 30-day cleanse and let me go back to drinking alcohol, they go right back, because it puts them in the same perpetuating environment that is going to, keep them down. It's kind of like that in my opinion. Again, I would like to hear what you guys think about this. When you do that with social media, you almost kind of like either have to like eliminate it from your life, or like learn how to incorporate it into your life where it serves you. So again, there might be some people that might need to do a social media cleanse and then maybe then start to slowly incorporate social media back, where they're like, they only do it for 10 minutes period. Like they need to have a strategy. A lot of times people do a social media cleanse and then they're like, okay, I feel like I'm happy to be on Instagram again. And then within a week, they're right back. They're right back to like maybe over binging on like scrolling and stuff. So if you don't have a strategy to get back into social media when you do a social media cleanse, you need to. And then, so for me, I'm not doing a social media cleanse. I'm doing a social media learning how to take dominion over it. That's what I'm doing. And I really feel like it's been serving me, because I've been getting more things done. I've been elevating certain things in my life. I've been dialing in on certain things in my life that I'm elevating and trying to transform, or not even trying. I'm transforming. Even when I wrote my ebook a year ago, I didn't do a social media cleanse. I just only allowed myself to be on it for 5 minutes in a day, in the morning, and 5 minutes at night. Like I literally that was extreme. But like, because the internet is part of my business, I can't really do that extreme, but I needed to do that to just like learn. I needed to immerse myself in like learning how to make money online. And I was really serious about it and excited about it. So I was like, let me lock in. So, but I needed it's an ebook, right? So I need to learn social media marketing. I need to learn how to communicate with people. It's a lot different being, in person than it is in a lens, right? So there's different levels. So I have to be on the internet, and I love it. I like to be on the internet, but there's dominion that I'm taking over it. So that's what I'm on right now. I'm not doing a social media cleanse. I'm doing a social media take back control, social media declaring dominion over it. Okay. So again, take dominion over your life. If you're trying to get organized with your life, I do have a hyperlinked calendar down below. It is so dope. It's 50% off. It's going back up to regular price after January. Make sure to subscribe. Okay. Make sure to subscribe. Be on this journey with me to help me, grow my page. I love where I'm actually going to do a whole video, maybe in a few days on my YouTube. And like, if you want to start a YouTube, on encouraging you to start a YouTube as well. Although my page has only grown to 2,600 subscribers in a year, I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I love connecting at a slow, deep pace. Like I can actually read everyone's comment. I can actually respond to questions. I can actually really pay attention to what you guys need, right? So that's why I love my page. I'm on the journey of being monetized. So if you do find value in what I'm talking about, definitely make sure to subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. I just saw your message. Thank you so much for subscribing. Make sure to like my videos. Maybe go back in my archive and watch some of my other videos. They can help you as well. And then also, if anyone feels called to donate to my channel, I do have Cash App and PayPal down below. So there's that. A couple of you have asked, so that portal is open. But my biggest thing is just the subscription. Just subscribe and like the video, okay? Any questions before I hop off? Any questions before I hop off? I'm trying to get there myself. Any questions before I hop off? It's go time, you guys. It's go time. Like, you go back and watch. There's a pinned video. I don't know if you can see it on a cellular, but there's a video that's like kind of like popping on my page that really woke a lot of people up. If you need another little wake up call. It's another page. I'm like sitting in my car and I have a brown zip up hoodie on and with my hair in a bun and my little hair pieces like hanging out like this. Go on that and get another wake up call if you need to, you know, maybe like kind of sit and do some more deep introspection. I didn't even know. Some people, if you read the comments, people are like, you're just channeling straight from God. I was like, but that's how it did feel like that when I was talking in that video. I was like, watched it back myself and I was like, whoa, like I was really, I don't know what was going on, but it's this one right here, this video. So if you want to go to that, would you recommend muting family friends on IG? Yep, all mine are, they're all muted. I need space from seeing what they post. Yep. Whoa. Yep. All my family members are muted. You guys saw, I don't know if you were on when I was showing my personal social media. Everybody at that top is all, they're all muted. I'm the oldest of 6 siblings. We're not all full, but in my mind, we're all full. It doesn't matter. But I'm the oldest. I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. They're all muted. Like they watch, one of my sisters I know taps on here. She's probably watching this. Damn, like you really muted. Yes. All my siblings are muted. I love all them dearly. I have their direct number. Like I can FaceTime them. I don't need to see that they're like posting, putting their pots away. I don't need to see that my brother is posting his Starbucks. Like I don't need to, like if it's an emergency, they have direct portal right to me. Okay. So that's out there. So obviously if there's an emergency, I don't need to worry about the social media, right? Because they have my number. So, okay. So that's it. Anxiety gone. I just don't need to see it. They don't need to see mine either. They need to continue evolving and getting their stuff together. Unless it's this, right? Like, unless it's like, this is helping each other. We're massaging each other's evolving, right? Like we're growing together. This is different. But outside of that, they don't need to like necessarily look at the fact that I posted a gym selfie. Especially my brothers, I probably don't care about that. But then they're still looking. So that's family, all that. There's no point for it. I literally had like an awakening 6 weeks ago. I just was like, this didn't exist before. Like, I didn't have to know about what all of my friends are doing, all my close friends, what they're doing, all my family members, what they're doing, all my coworkers, what they're doing. Like, it's almost like we feel obligated to like know what they're doing now. And like, that literally didn't, like 10 years ago, maybe even, 10 years ago, before Instagram had the stories. Remember that when Instagram didn't have stories? I didn't know what the hell everybody was doing. The only thing I knew about when we caught up, like actually on the phone or like on a FaceTime, is when I knew what they were doing, which is healthy, right? Like we're having a healthy exchange. We're catching up. It's a great conversation. We're pouring into each other, all that. Outside of that, I didn't know what the hell all my sisters and brothers were doing. I didn't know what my aunts and uncles were doing. I didn't know what all my coworkers from college were doing, from high school were doing. And now it's like there's 30 people that we feel like we have to know what they're doing. And like, again, it's telling, the screen right here is telling something to our vision. So it's like the screen has like tricked us into like thinking that like we need to know those things. We do not need to know those things. So it's time to wake up. I woke up 6 weeks ago, even with positive stuff. I woke up 6 weeks ago. So I hope that this ignites some of you guys, because I'm going to be on this train. Next year at this time, I want to see what not looking at profiles did for my life. I'm curious. I'm really curious. Even positive profiles, I want to see what it did for my life. I'm still going to look at them on my time. Not when I'm randomly triggered to look because I opened up my and then I got tricked into being on it for 9 more minutes. Okay. All right. Thank you everybody for being on with me. I appreciate all of you guys. I love talking about health, fitness, wellness, abundance, beauty secrets, beauty tips. If you want to look young, youthful, all that stuff. I'm headed to the next decade with a 4 on it. So if you want to know about stuff that I do to be radiant and vibrant and still have a lot of energy, tap in with me. Let me know down below. But outside of that, I will talk to you guys soon. Happy holidays, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.